Hi, I'm Courtney and welcome to my studio. Today we are going to be making a mosaic using one of the mosaic kits from the Pittsburgh Glass Center. Okay, so within the mosaic kit you're going to receive a few items. Your pre-cut glass pieces, your base, your glue, and a craft stick. So there's going to be either wood or plexiglass bases. Today I wanted to go ahead and use the plexiglass so I can hang it in my window and light will shine through. So you're just going to pull off the adhesive paper. We do recommend only pulling off one side so the back isn't getting all scratched up while you're working. So the plate is not included, but I have already gone ahead and poured my glass on the plate so it's just a little bit easier to see and sort through. And then we have our craft stick, which you're going to want to use for sorting, just for safety. Some of the pieces can get a bit sharp and you don't want to prick your fingers. And when you're picking it up, you're going to make sure that you pick it up by the flats of the glass and not the pointy edges here. So you always just want to pick it up by the flats. And also be sure to just check out your glass because sometimes it's a slightly different color on the other side and you may want to use that side instead. So when you start to mosaic, there's two different methods you can use. You can lay out all of your pieces first and then glue them on, or you can glue them on one by one as you find them. I'm going to show you both methods today, and I'll just start with my favorite, which is laying out all of the pieces first. So you want to try to get as close of a fit as possible when you're doing it. So working from one side over. There's also two ways that you can do this. You can just take them off one by one and kind of keep the pattern on your floor. If you have tape in your house, just grab some tape, any type of tape, and use tape to pick up the pieces. So that was one way to do the mosaic. Another way is just going to be finding a piece, finding a spot where you want to put it, and then gluing it down right away. So we're gonna go ahead and finish this piece up. And when you're gluing down your pieces, you want to make sure that you're pressing it so it actually dries to the surface, or else glue will just dry to the plexiglass and your glass piece will slide off if you pick it up. Okay, perfect. We are all done. Here's my goldfish. So after this, the last step is to grout. But the most important thing you're gonna do is let it sit and let your glue completely dry. We recommend letting it sit for about 24 hours because you can never be too safe. By that time, those pieces are not moving at all. So let's sit this overnight and then we're gonna grout. Okay, we're back and we're ready to grout. So the first thing that I've done is I've covered my surface with newspaper. This is gonna be a bit messy and I wanna protect my surface. We have our grout that came included with the Mosaic Kit. It's already in a mixing container, so you don't have to worry about finding something to mix it in. We have our gloves just to keep it a little bit clean, a sponge to help us clean up the glass afterwards, and just a spreader tool, which you can also use your popsicle stick for, but I prefer more so like a palette knife. It's just a bit easier for me. So we're gonna open up our grout. You want to be careful because it is powder. You don't want that flying everywhere. And we're just going to slowly pour in some water and mix it up. The consistency that we're looking for is going to be a brownie batter like consistency. So I'm just going to pour in a bit to start and mix that up. Okay, now that we have the grout spread out throughout our glass, we've made sure we've filled in all of those little cracks and crevices. I'm actually gonna go in with some newspaper first. Even though I have my sponge, I don't want it to get too dirty on me right away. So I'm just going to start gently wiping some of this grout off of my glass. So it's important to get your glass clean before that grout fully dries, because if you wait, it'll be very difficult. I'm just gonna clean the surface up. And again, don't be scared to just kind of use your fingers here. Wiping these big chunks off my pieces. And another reason why when we're working with our plexiglass backers here, why we want to leave that back piece on is because of how messy this process is. Okay, so let's just start wiping this all up here. Particularly thick and stubborn piece here. Yeah, and we're just gonna keep working to get this guy clean. Okay, so I have my fish about as clean as I want to get it right now. I can always go back over these pieces and make sure they're fully dry, or fully clean, sorry, once my grout dries a little bit more. The one thing I do want to make sure though is that I have my whole fully clear of grout. So I'm just gonna kind of eyeball where that is and going from this side as well to make sure I really get that. I just had this foul lying around, but if you have a toothpick, it's gonna work just the same. So there we go. And I'm just gonna set that to the side and let it harden up a bit. Perfect. Okay, so my grout has fully dried. I just rubbed some more dry newspaper or a sponge over the top to get that final buff, get it really clean. Now all that's left is to remove the backer. So let's go ahead and peel this off.